You guys, welcome to our Superstar Disney Dash, whatever you want to call it, our Superstar call tonight. We are kicking things off, giving you all the details, everything you need to know as we are getting started, and I guess just kicking off these meetings, these masterminds every single week. You guys are going to be hearing from some of the top coaches in the network. We've got Micah Folsom and her girls that are all working towards Superstar. We've got Kate Morgan and her team, Ashley Feldison and her team, and then Melissa Brewer, that's me, and my downline. So we have a lot of people hustling. I kind of think it's funny how this all came together. I got connected with Kate through our corporate mentor, and we invited her to speak at Super Saturday in October here in Salt Lake City. And so we just kind of started chatting and we started talking goals, and we're like, what the heck? Like, we're both running, we're both hustling, both of our teams are hustling. Let's do this together. And then as we're talking with our uplines, they're also hustling for the same goal. And I just feel like you can never surround yourself with enough people who all have the same vision as you. And that's what we're all doing here. I mean, if you look at literally the pages of people, the 67 plus people who are on this call right now, that's a whole lot of hustle. It's a whole lot of heart. And like I just said, the more you surround yourself with the people who are going where you're going, the more likely you are to get there. And our goal, yes, the law of attraction, our goal is going to happen no matter if you do it or not, but we want you to come with us. Okay, that's why we're here. We want you to come with us. And the coolest part, and what I was talking with Kate about, we don't want to just hit this for our team. We want every single one of you to have this same vision, so you're working towards 15. Okay, this isn't just for us. This is for you. This is for your crew. This is for your downline. So you get your girls on these calls. You get your girls working on their vision, and you help give them, it's like that pay it forward idea. Give them the vision, get the excitement going on your team, and girls, we're going to do it all together. And I don't know if there's guys here too, but we're super fired up. Today, we're talking a little bit about details. You guys probably already know a lot about what the details are. As in any rank, if you're new, you might need maybe a little bit of an understanding of how it works. Yes, Becca, your downline is invited. Well, actually, for Micah, no. So you got to talk to Micah about that. But for me, Kate, and Ashley, because this is our first CBC, I don't really know how Micah's doing, but we've all decided our downlines are invited. So talk to Micah about that, and then she'll let you know, and you can spread the word as needed. But what was I talking about? The details. So in qualification, you have to hold for 6 weeks. So this is not just, okay, Micah's said the same thing. So yes, anyone on this call, anyone in your downline is welcome to shoot for it. One of the things that we talked about is we will pay when we qualify. It's not if, it's when we hit this goal. We're all going into Disneyland. Micah's going to Disney World, and we are celebrating together. This is our team accomplishment. This is something that we're doing together. And our PS coaches, we are paying the way for them. Okay, you pay your travel to get there. There are different ways that you can earn travel cash. Talk to your coach about how you can do that, but we'll pay for our PS coaches. If your downline coaches qualify, they have the opportunity, if you're wanting to front that for them, or if they want to pay their way, but being there, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be something you don't want to miss. So make sure you qualify, because you're going to want to be there. Okay, so with that being said, I really feel like that's enough of the details. Is there anything else any of the other girls want to share? No, I see Kate. Sorry, I don't see anyone else, but Kate.
Yeah, let me clarify really quick.
Okay.
My girls can have your girls on the calls, because you're obviously going to benefit as they have success. That's going to help you guys grow, but they're not eligible for the trip. So just so that's out
but
there.
They can get the information is what you're saying.
Yes. I want them to get the goods so that they can help you guys, but
cool.
Just so that's not confused. I don't know if that got twisted.
Perfect. Okay. That clears up a lot. You guys, I'm so excited to introduce you to Kate Morgan. A lot of you know her because she is your upline, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows her. Everyone knows Kate. She's like all over the Beachbody world right now, and I'm obsessing right now over Finley. She's on my screen, and I cannot even handle this. I want to smooch those cheeks. She's so cute. I need to find Kate, though. Kate, talk so I can pin your video on.
Here I am.
Okay, perfect. So how I do that, I don't know. I think I just have to find you. But Kate Morgan is, she's officially 5-star tomorrow. Going to be 6-star official next week. She's been a coach for what, 7 or 8 months?
8, yeah.
8 months. And she is honestly killing it in the business, you guys. And she came in with the mindset that she was going to do what it takes, and she has been an inviting master, and that's really what she is talking about tonight. So I'm just going to turn the time over to her and let her start with her training on inviting and how she hit diamond in 3 weeks.
Okay, cool. Ignore the annoying glare in my glasses. It like literally bothers me so much, so I'm not going to look at myself. So if you need to like not look at me because it bothers you, I understand. But I just wanted to say, like, I think it speaks volume of the businesses and the company that we associate with, that, you know, we all run separate businesses. We're on separate teams, but we're all working together towards one goal, and we're all sharing and like supporting each other to it instead of like being in competition. And I think that's what's so cool is that, I don't know, I just think that like Beachbody as a whole, like as a network, we just like to share and we like to support each other and build each other up. And so I just think that's really cool, especially because I still consider myself a brand new coach. Like I learned something today from Melissa and Ashley, and I was like, oh, #baby coach, because like I'm still like, I haven't even been in the business a year. So obviously like we're all still learning, but I still like, I'm still a new coach too. So I'm going to talk about, and you guys, it's probably not going to last very long because it's so simple. I hit diamond in 3 weeks because I was determined, because I set a goal that scared me and that I didn't think I was going to hit, but I worked that much harder because I was scared of not hitting it. So I think that's like the mindset I had. I'm going to tell you like a little backstory about it. I signed up as a coach on December 1st. Ashley Feldison, who's on here. There's so many Ashleys in the network. I feel like I always have to say last names. But Ash, I bought a challenge pack from her like 8 months prior to when I actually signed up as a coach. I'm trying to find Ashley on here just because I want to speak to her because it's fun that way, but I can't find her. Oh well. Oh, there you are. Okay. But I bought a challenge pack from her, and I was like, this was in like March of last year, I think. March of 2017. Yeah, March 2017. I bought a challenge pack, and I was like strong for like a couple weeks, maybe a month or so, and then I just like quit. Like I just stopped doing the workouts. I canceled my Shakeology. I called and wanted to cancel my BOD membership, but they're like, Bubba, stop. Bubba. But they were like, you have it for a year. Like you can either use it or not. And I was like, oh, okay. But I was one of her clients that fell off the wagon, just like totally quit. But like her and I stayed friends. And I think that was what was so important, that when I was ready to take the leap, I turned to Ashley instead of like the other Beachbody coaches that have reached out to me and asked me to be a coach. I was like, no, like I already got Ashley, even though like I wasn't actually doing anything. So on December 1st, when I actually signed up, I got on a call with her maybe like a couple days later, and she was like, okay, I want you to hit Emerald by the end of the month, and you want to hit Diamond by February, because then I'm going to come out to LA. She's coming out for a new leader conference, and we would celebrate. And I was like, yeah, right. Like, that's not going to happen, because I had only heard like Emerald, Diamond, like these ranks, and they were so hard. And like, it was like this big thing that you had to hit. I had no understanding of it. I was brand new, but it sounded so intimidating that I was like, there's no way. Like, there's no way that I can do that. But I wrote it down in my calendar anyways and was like, hey, Emerald by the end of the month. Like that's 2 people, right? And then Diamond by February. Okay, that's like 8. And then my spouse and a working Emerald. And so I started hustling, you guys. I started inviting like a mad person from day one. I was also a client and a coach at the same time. Like I was starting at my heaviest weight. So I didn't have a transformation. I didn't have a huge social media following. I had about 800 people following me, which wasn't bad, but they were all cold market because it was a teacher Instagram account. So I had no like warm market following me. So I was like, okay, I need to reach out to my warm market. Like if I want to hit these like scary ranks that people say that like are super hard to hit, like I'm gonna need to reach out to people that I already know. So I know that reaching out to warm market can be scary for some people. I've actually had to, after I hit Diamond with my warm market, I actually backed off of like inviting my warm market because it was so intimidating for me and I like got in my head about it. But you guys, I hit Emerald in 3 days and Diamond in 3 weeks. So I hit both goals by the end of December. And it was because I was so scared to miss a goal that I thought was impossible that I hustled that much harder. So my first tip is set goals that stretch you. Yes, we need to qualify by October 4th. So everybody needs to be a Diamond or higher by October 4th. But I think that's too long. Personally, because I've seen what is possible. I've seen what I've done. I have 3 coaches on my team that have hit Diamond in less than a month. I built my spouse to Diamond in like, when I actually started building him, I built him in like a month. I built my CBC in 2 weeks. So like, I know it's not hard, but we get in our minds about like, oh my God, Diamond is a scary thing. Diamond is so hard. And then we like give ourselves more time than we need to. So I urge you to not look at October 4th as the date. I urge you to, let's look at a calendar. Today's the 22nd. 1, 2, 3. I urge you to say September 13th is your date. September 13th, 3 weeks from now. Some of you are brand new coaches. Some of you are closer to Diamond than a lot. But I urge you to not go past September 13th as your date. Like manifest it. You know, I hit in 3 weeks with no coaches, none. So if you already have coaches under you, September 1st, September 6th maybe, okay? Give yourself 2. But I urge you to just set that goal that scares you and set one that you don't think is obtainable. Like, I don't really think I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna try. So when I hit Diamond, you guys, you need to sign up discount coaches. I know that sometimes like, I know a lot of coaches have asked me like, oh, well, do you sign up like discount coaches? Do you only look for business builders and stuff like that? When I was hustling for Emerald and Diamond, and then building my spouse to Diamond, I was signing up discount coaches because they're a coach no matter what, okay? If they're gonna be signing up as a customer, you might as well offer them the discount to them because it literally is no skin off their back. And the way I would explain it to people is you can sign up as a preferred customer. It's gonna say like a coach, it's a discount coach. You're only a coach for the discount. You get 25% off all of your future orders. And so that makes like, say you're getting your Shakeology every month, that makes your Shakeology like $100 depending on what country you're in. But it takes it down to like $100. Then there's like a $15 membership fee, which is kind of like a Sam's Club or like a Costco membership that you pay in order to get wholesale prices. So you pay $15 or $16 a month. That makes it like $116, let's say. You're still saving money from the $140 that it costs as a customer. So it makes sense. You're still saving money and you sign up as a discount coach for free when you sign up with a challenge pack. You don't have to pay that coach fee. So I was signing people up as discount coaches. I was just offering it to them. Yes, some people were like, no, I'm good for now. A week later, or I would map out like when their next Shakeology was going to ship. And then a week or 2 before that, say, hey, your next Shakeology is going to ship soon. We should get you signed up for that discount. And that was something that Ashley did to me when I was like a customer the first time, like in March. I was like, oh, I really want to try that like 3-day refresh thing. And she was like, oh, let's get you signed up as a discount coach. You can get 25% off. I was like, okay. And so like, fun fact, I was signed up as a discount coach for 8 months and thought I canceled my account. I was actually inactive and paying that $16 fee for 8 months before I actually committed to working the business. So that was super cool. But sign people up as discount coaches. There is no reason why they shouldn't sign up as a discount coach. My pull always is teachers because I was a teacher. So I'd always be like, I know how that teacher salary is. Like, and I know that I love to save money. So why don't like we like get you to save some money under Tyler? So ask people about the discount. I think sometimes as new coaches, especially, we get scared to like ask people if they want to sign up for the discount because it like was so hard to get them to sign up and say yes to the challenge pack. So this is like asking them for another thing. But if you need to tell them what's in it for them, like they're going to save money. It just makes sense. And with Instagram video, like if you're talking to them over Instagram, I would honestly do like if you were like doing a story. So I do this a lot. If I don't want to like type something out, I just like record myself in that 15-minute clip and I send it directly to them. So it's like, hey girl, like we should send you up, like sign you up as a preferred customer, discount coach. You don't have to work the business or anything, but you get 25% off all your future orders and it just saves you money and it's totally free to sign up. Like, and then you send it to them. And it connects with them because it's like your face. And so then it's not like you're trying to be like spammy and like weird. Yeah, it's free to sign up because their $40 coach fee is waived. So like it's free for them to sign up. And then you can talk with them about the $16 fee. To be honest, when I was signing people up, when I was a diamond, I didn't even tell them about the $16 fee unless they asked me because there's a disclaimer that says they will be paying $16 a month. So if they're like, what is this $16 fee? I'm like, oh, it's like a membership fee, like Costco or Sam's Club. It makes your Shakeology like $115 if you count that in. So you're still saving money. And people like, there was that. And I never got flack for it. Like nobody was like, weird about it. So make sure you're sending people up as discount coaches or you're at least offering the discount to them. And then you place that like seed. And then if they're like, no, like, I think I'm just going to do this for now. Like, okay, cool. No big deal. We can revisit it later. And then like a week or two later, remind them that they can get the discount before their next shipment. Okay. I'm going to go into invites really quick because it's super short and then I'll go to the chat. So if you guys have questions, just type them in the chat. So inviting. I don't think it's a secret that I invite like a mad person and that like honestly, I think a lot of how I built so quickly was from invites because I think that we have a gift. What we have to offer is a gift and that I want to tell everybody about it. So if you are pushing for this goal, you should be sending, someone's unmuted. Sorry, squirrel brain. If you are pushing for this goal, you should be sending 30 to 60 invites a day. And I say 30 because you might not have a huge social media following, so you might run out of people quickly. So start sending 30, but also continue to build your social media. I started with 30 when I was a brand new coach. And then like probably a month into it, I started with 62. And if you guys go watch Ashley's video in the Beachbody Champions page, she talks about like inviting and the notebook method more in detail. But basically like her and I do the same thing where we have a notebook. I'll show you. And you put it in 2 columns, which this notebook totally messed me up because it's a bigger notebook than usual. So it has more lines. So when I use this notebook, I send 90 invites because it has like 45 lines or something ridiculous. So in 2 columns, invite, write down their Instagram handle. And like I use Instagram for the most part. So invite, write down their handle. Invite, write down their handle. Invite, write down their handle. If it's Facebook, invite, write down their name. And you just do that. And so send, and these invites are from people that are watching your Instagram stories, people that are liking your pictures, people that are following you. Don't send invites to people that aren't following you. And I'm going to go over what this like cold message you guys are talking about because I don't believe this is cold messaging whatsoever. And it might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm very passionate about why it's not cold messaging. Yes, it is your cold market. You might not know them in person, so it's your cold market, but I don't believe that it's cold inviting. If you are being your authentic self on social media, you are sharing your life. You are not just posting about product. You're not just posting about Beachbody. You're posting about everything. You're being yourself. They're watching your stories every day. They're following you. They're building a relationship with you on the other side of the screen, whether you know it or not. I have messaged so many people, like sent them an invite, and they're like, oh my God, thank you so much for thinking of me. I've been thinking about it because they've been watching my stories. And so I don't like when people say that this is cold messaging, mostly because I do not believe that it's not, or I don't believe that it is. They are following you. Don't message people that aren't following you. That's why it's important to build your social media, because you don't want to like be spammy. If you sent an invite to someone that's not following you, they're like, who is this random person? And like, I've never seen their stuff before. They're just trying to sell me something. But if they're watching your stories, they're liking your pictures, they're engaging in your content. I will even invite from my followers list, because even like those people are following me. At some point, they clicked follow. At some point, they liked what I had to offer and they clicked follow. So make sure you're posting valuable stuff for people, and know that there are so many people watching you that want to join you but don't want to reach out. And I'm going to give you an example. Ashley messaged me because I liked one of her pictures. Pretty sure I was following her. Like, I think I liked her picture and then followed her, but I didn't like scroll through her page. I didn't comment. I didn't message her. It was a transformation picture. I double tapped and I moved on. I had an invite in my inbox the next day to her challenge group, and I was like, oh, that's that girl she lost like 30 pounds. That's like how much I have to lose. Like, I wonder what she's doing. And I signed up that day with Challenge Pack. So like, it's not cold inviting when people are seeing your stuff, you know? It's your cold market because you don't own them in person, but you have no idea how many people I've messaged that are like, oh my gosh, like I'm so honored. Like, I can't believe you thought of me. And I'm like, oh, like, I'm so happy. Like, there are going to be so many people that are just watching and waiting for you to reach out. I had 2 people last week. If this like gives you chills, this gave Melissa chills when I told her this. I said, I had 2 people last week that were like, I was waiting. I've been thinking about it. I've been like kind of looking around on your page. And I was saying, okay, like if she ever asks me to, or if she reaches out to me this week, I'll sign up. Literally 2 people. Like, I should screenshot them and show you guys the messages. But they were like, if she messages me or contacts me this week, or she says like, you know, whatever, then I'm going to sign up. And I would have never known that because they never filled out a link in my bio. They never found a poll. They never did any of that stuff. Okay, I see a lot of questions, so I'm just going to dive in. She found me because I liked her picture. Or I liked her picture. That's how Ashley found me. She was on the Explore page. What do you do once you've invited everyone that's following you? Plus, I've gone through you have to be building your Instagram. Like, you just have to be. You have to start building it from day one. If you've invited everybody, then you need to be patient. You need to build your Instagram. Using Captivate is an app that you can use for iPhone to build your Instagram. That's like a whole nother training though. So I don't want to go deep into that, but you can YouTube like how to use Captivate. There's also different like companies you can use. How are you finding people? Same thing with Captivate. You guys, it's super simple. If you think of a brand you like, or think of a TV show. So if you like The Bachelor, do I have any Bachelor fans? Like, raise your hand. Okay, so you guys like The Bachelor. So you obviously know who Chris Harrison is, right? He's the host. So if you go to Chris Harrison's page, don't do this because I've followed everybody on here. Just saying, just kidding. But this is the example I always use because it's the simple one. You go to the Chris Harrison's Instagram. I guarantee all the people following Chris Harrison like The Bachelor, right? So now go through his followers and look and see if there's people like that look like they'd be a part of your tribe and follow them. And then hopefully they follow you back. And then in a couple days, go unfollow the people that didn't follow you back, because you're not going to follow people that aren't interested in what you have to offer. So it's super simple. So think of like brands, think of places around you, like think of restaurants by you, go to their Instagram pages, stuff like that. How many hours per day did you spend on the biz when you started compared to now? So I was a full-time teacher, planning a wedding, commuting an hour. I taught in Southeast LA, so a rough part of town, commuting an hour every morning, full-time teacher on 2 leadership teams, coaching middle school basketball, planning a wedding. I think I said that because literally I'm getting married in a month, and so it's like on my mind. Curtis is a cop, so like trying to like manage that relationship, and then also like trying to get my own health and fitness journey like under control. So I worked about an hour to 2 every day. So I just made sure I planned my business hours. I woke up at 4:00 in the morning to work out. I worked out at 4:00 in the morning. I had to leave the house by 6:15. I left the house. I taught all day. Sometimes I would do messages at lunch because that was like my time. But I never like did anything else during the day. And then I'd come home and I'd spend about 2 hours on my business, usually about an hour, doing like calls and checking into my boot camp, and then an hour of invites because I would do a power hour, which is all invites for me. A lot of you guys are saying like you're getting rejected a lot and you're getting no thank yous. You guys, I'll send 62 invites. That doesn't mean 62 people sign up. Usually no one signs up like right away. But 62 invites, even if I got one person to say yes, that's 61 seeds that are planted that are going to sign up with me next month because now they're thinking about it and they're going to watch me closer. Most of my Success Club points from this month, this is crazy, have come from people I've been talking to since January or February or March. They're not people that I invited this month and are signing up right away. Most people have to think about it. Most people want to watch you longer. Most people ignore me. And that's okay, because if they're still watching me a month from now, I'm going to invite them again and again and again. If they're still watching me, they're not annoyed by me. The only time that I will ever like not invite someone again is if they blocked me or unfollowed me and they're not watching my stuff. Okay? So if they're still watching you, send them another invite, even if they're ignoring you. An example of my invite. So super simple. I'm also the type of person that it depends on who you are. Like think about if someone was sending you an invite. Like what would you want them to say to you? For me, I don't want someone to come to me and say like, hey Kate, I love your dogs. What kind are they? I'm going to be like, who the heck is this person? Why are they asking me about Bubba and Zoe? I'm going to go to their page. I'm going to look at their page. I'm going to see that they're like some coach of some sort and they want to sell me something. So I'm going to block them. Not even going to give it a second thought because they're just trying to get to know me because they want to sell me something. And that's the way that I am. So because of that, I want to invite people the way I would want to. And you guys, this is totally different for everybody else. If you're like, no, I want someone to ask me about my dogs first, like that seems good for me, then do that. But for me, that's not who I am. Like if someone were to send me that kind of message, like I wouldn't even talk to them. So for me, I invite people saying like, hey girl, okay, say that I talked about my boot camp in my stories, because I usually talk about my boot camp in my stories and like when I'm starting my next one and stuff like that. So I see like, hey girl, yesterday or Monday I did like, hey girl, I hope your Monday wasn't so Monday-ish, LOL, like awkward smiley face because I'm weird. But I just wanted to see, maybe you came across it in my stories that I'm hosting another boot camp starting October 27th and wanted to see if you wanted more info to see if it's a good fit for you. Totally casual, talking about, I don't know if you saw my stories or I don't know if you saw my last post, so make sure that you're talking in your content, you're dropping breadcrumbs about your next boot camp. Don't talk about it all the time, don't post about it all the time, but it helps you build things like that. Even if I didn't talk about it in my story, I would be like, hey girl, happy Friday, cartwheel emoji, unicorn emoji. Like, I don't know if this is something you'd be into, and I don't know if you've seen what I've been doing with my clients, but I'm opening a couple more spots in my virtual boot camp. Wanted to see if you wanted to snag one. Super casual, super short, to the point. I am very vague because I don't want people to think I'm trying to fix them. Because sometimes if you come, at someone. I've seen this happen just in my downline. Like you invite someone and you're like, this thing has changed my life. Like it's changed my life. Maybe you like dropped it's changed my life in the invite. Now that person, if they're not in a space to be able to accept your positive energy, because you can't control how someone accepts your energy, they're going to be like, well, why do I need to change? Why do I need to change my life? Is that a fat joke? Guys, these are actual things that I've heard from people. So if you keep your message vague and you're like, hey, don't know if this is something you're into, like just wanted to like offer the hand, whatever. It keeps it a little bit more like it's on them to ask for more information. Some people will still be nasty and you can't control how people like accept your energy. But if they're following you for a reason. And one thing that I learned very quickly is if you're not polar in your brand, in your message, you are going to try people. But if you're polar in your message, you're polar in your brand, you're very polarized in the things that you say and believe in, you're going to attract the people that are like you, and you're going to repel the people that aren't. And you don't want people that aren't like you on your tribe anyways. Because sometimes when we first sign up, we're like, I want to get any like living body, like anybody that's breathing, I want to sign up. But sometimes that can be dangerous because then all of a sudden like half of them quit and you were like almost a diamond, half of them quit. So make sure that you are like staying true to yourself. You're not just trying to get every like breathing person. If you're being like very vulnerable and you're being yourself on social media, you don't have to worry about that as much. It'll just happen organically. Like for example, I post about like random pet peeves that I have. Like I have the worst pet peeve about people not putting their grocery carts away, like leaving them in parking spots. So when I turn, like there's a cart there and it happens all the time. And so on my stories, I like talk about that and I'm like, oh, look what it is, another cart, and like all this stuff like as a joke. And I attract people who will then like tag me in their stories of them like seeing carts in parking lots and stuff. And like we like have funny banter. And then I offend people because some people are offended by that and I repel those followers. I'm not hurting anybody by joking around about a cart, but some people don't understand my humor. And like I want to attract people that understand my humor and that they're okay with me not liking carts in parking spots, you know? So just being yourself on social media, sending invites to people that are following you and watching you. You just have to like know in your mind that what you have to offer is a gift. Like you got to get over sending invites. Like you got to stop being scared, because I know that probably like there's 78 people on this call. Probably like 70 of you are scared of sending invites. Like probably more than that, probably like 77. And I'm the only one that's not scared of sending invites. Because like, that's literally, you guys, that's how I built my business. People are like, oh, like, how are you successful so quickly? Like, what's the secret? And I'm like, the vital behaviors, but like more of them. So like sending invites, you guys, don't be afraid to, 10xing them. I'm not sending 10 invites a day. If I send 62 invites and no one signs up, do you think anybody's going to sign up from 10 invites? Like think about that math, like the percentage. Probably not. Now, if I doubled that and I said like, okay, 62 invites, one person signed up, like, okay, I'm going to send, math is hard, 120 invites-ish. Okay, that's 2 people signing up right away. But guys, that's 61 seeds planted that you can follow up with next month, or 61 people that are now going to be watching you closer because they're like, what is this boot camp she's talking about? So you just have to make sure that you're 10xing, you're putting in the work, and you have the right mindset around inviting. I'm just reading through the comments. What do you typically say after multiple follow-ups? I literally just send an invite. I don't consider it a follow-up if we haven't talked about anything. So like if they've ignored me for 6 invites and they're still watching my stories, I send them like a different kind of invite. Like, hey, I don't know if you saw my last few messages over the last 7 months. Like I know it can be like people can get really busy. But I wanted to reach out again and just see if you were ready to jump in with me. I've also said like to people that I've literally invited since December when I started that are still watching me, because this is just the type of person I am. I always laugh at this because it just cracks me up. I'm like, hey girl, I see you still watching with like the eyes emoji. Why haven't you joined me yet? Because it's like humorous and like my tribe is going to laugh at that. Like my tribe is going to think it's funny. Like if I was called out, like I was creeping on someone all the time and not message them back and then they called me out on it, like I would probably like message them back because that's funny. And I've had people like message me back and be like, I'm just scared because I don't want to like waste money on another thing that doesn't work. Or like something like that, you know, it helps them open up. Sometimes they'll ignore that message, but they're still watching. Bye-bye. What about when you send emails? I don't do emails for challengers. I follow up with them until they like tell me to jump off a cliff or block me. Do you still invite people to get challenge packs once your boot camp stops? Yes. So if I say like I have 10 spots, sorry, my dog is like freaking out. He thinks he's like super tough. He's just a giant like looking chihuahua. But if I'm saying like, okay, my boot camp starts August 27th, I have 10 spots available. That's what's going on right now. Bubba, stop. I'm still going to invite after that. And I'm still going to say like, hey girl, I'm opening more spots in my boot camp. Want to see if you wanted to jump in? Or like I know you missed the enrollment, but like if it's a follow-up, if it's someone that I sent information to, but they like didn't respond. Say like, hey girl, I know you weren't ready when we last talked, but this group's been amazing. It's been kicked off really awesome. I'd love to get you in if you're still interested. I don't have scripts for this. This is why it's so hard for me to like think of things that I say because I just say them. Like I just think about the conversation and I just like talk to them like a normal human being. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And so like, for example, I sent the exact same invite to the same person 24 hours apart and she's a diamond on my team. She's about to hit 2-star. But like she even talks about that. She's like, Kate sent me the identical like copy paste invite one day after each other. And she still signed up with me and she's like a leader on my team. So yeah, I totally messed that up and don't do that like on purpose. But I've also had like major grammatical errors before and like all this stuff. Like you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Okay, I think, do you have an ongoing challenge group or an each month? I have an ongoing challenge group, but I tell people I'm like enrolling another group on this day. I usually I enroll people bi-weekly is usually how I do it. I just say like, I'm going to enroll another group on this day. I'm going to enroll another group on this day. But like, even if I'm not talking about it in my stories or my page, I'm still inviting behind the scenes. Like if I'm doing a coach sneak peek, I'm talking about my coach sneak peek on my stories and like in my feed and stuff, but I'm still inviting to my challenge group behind the scenes. My dog is a Bubba too. That's so funny. How do you keep track of everything? I just keep track of them on my notebook. And if they respond, okay, this is funny, you guys. So this is my track. If they respond and want more information, they get a circle. How many people have a circle on this page? Like one. Does that stop me from inviting? No. That makes me want to invite more. Sometimes counting your no's is like kind of fun sometimes. Like how many no's can I get? Because that is like how many seeds are planted for the next time. My Instagram handle is at the Fit-ish Life of Kate. Not fetish, the Fit-ish Life of Kate. Okay, that's all I have. It went longer. I got really passionate about talking about invites, which happens a lot, but I hope that it was helpful.
No, that was amazing. And honestly, it's just like Micah just said, it's such a mindset shift. And I remember Micah telling me, like, you have to go for more no's. Because I'm sure I was that same girl that's like, well, I had like 2 people who said no to me. She's like, 2 people? You invited like 2 people total. it's that thing. You just have to realize that it's all a mindset thing, and it's all about the right timing for people. It's maybe not that they don't want to, it's that they're just not ready.
Yeah.
And when they are ready, they will come to you.
Yeah. What I always think about is like, it took me 8 months to commit to building a business with Ashley. And then once I committed, like I just went after it. So like, if I need to wait 8 months for another me to come around, like I'm okay with that. And so if you guys are someone that like took a while, you like watched your coach for a while, think about like how long it took for you to sign up. If you're a person that was like, nope, I signed up right away, then think about me. Think about how long it took for Kate to sign up. And also like, no doesn't mean no forever, just like what you just said. And like, just keep in mind, like you're planting those seeds. Like everybody has different timing. I've sent like, the other day I sent like a 6th invite. So I've invited this girl like 6 times, over 6 months. And then she responded with, okay, I'm in. And I was like, what? Like it like totally caught me off guard because I'd never talked to her before. And she was like, yeah, I'm in. And I'm like, do you want to know the price? Like we haven't even talked about it. And she's like, oh, sure. And so I like told her the price and she's like, yeah, like that's good. Like we'll sign up. Guys, she didn't respond to me for 6 months. Like, but when she was ready, she was ready.
Amen. It's true. Okay. Are there any other questions? Can you go over your process with your notebook again? I think that just the clarification of like, so you write the name down, then you circle if they respond, then what?
So I circle if they respond. And then if they respond, I put them in Google Streak. So I use Google Streak as like my main tracking. So I put their like name and Instagram handle in Google Streak in my pipeline that says like sent more information. And then I just move them through the pipeline. So if we talk about pricing, I move them to talked pricing. And usually everyone like my talked pricing column is very long because most everybody like stops there. And then I have all these people and I have all their Instagram handles, how I can go through and when I'm doing follow-ups one day, going and following up with all those people. And I do them like
Streak open. Do you use Flume? What do you use?
Okay, so I use my phone. I don't like Flume. I'm like probably like the one person that doesn't like Flume, but I don't like Flume. And I don't do them right away. So I'm not going to send these invites and then circle people and then like put them in Streak. I do them like in mass quantities. So I'll do them like at the end of the week or something. And I'll just go through all my pages of invites and put people in. I also use the star, like how you guys can filter your Instagram inboxes now. I think it's for it might be just business accounts. I'm not really sure. But you can like star people. And so I'll star people if they responded back to my invite. So I'll star them. And then in my starred like box, I'll have all these people. So if I end up missing them and don't put them in Streak, they're at least in my starred usually. So I can go through that too.
Okay. And now we're getting off topic, but I want to just kind of like clear up, like inviting is clearly a vital behavior for a reason and everyone needs to be doing it.
Yeah.
Like if you're not inviting and if you're not inviting a significant amount, like it can't just, if you really want to grow your business fast, like you can invite 10 people a day and you're going to grow your business. It'll just be a lot slower than if you're inviting 60, 70, 100 people a day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a numbers game. And I know Micah always said that to me. It is a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more people you're going to help.
Yeah. And guys, copy and paste doesn't take any time. Like if you have like a vague like invite that's not personal, like it's just, you know, in the end it's a business and they're inside your business and it's okay to send them a message. If you were to go into a store, someone's going to come up to you and ask you what they can help you with. It's the same concept. So it doesn't take any time to copy paste. Once you get like used to it, like I've sent 62 invites in 25 minutes flat. And I timed myself a couple times because I wanted to tell people like how long it takes me. Like now that I've practiced and like I have a system, it takes me 25 minutes. Everyone has 25 minutes in their day to build their business.
Amen. Okay, I don't see any other questions. You guys, if you do have questions, reach out to your upline or in your thread or group or wherever you guys are talking about this dash. But is there anything else anyone wants to add, Mike or Ashley?
I'll answer these last two because I think they're important. How long do you interact with people before you invite? I don't. I don't keep track of who I interact with. I'm social on social media, like for the people that I want to be social with, but I don't interact with people with the intention of later sending them an invite. That just goes along with like if they're watching my stuff, then I'm going to send them an invite. It doesn't cut you off at that many because I'm only sending them to people that follow me. So if you end up sending like, even if it's like 5 or 10 to people that aren't following you, it'll like block you from sending messages. But if you're sending messages to only people like watching your stories and like liking your pictures and following you, then it won't put you in Instagram jail. And no, I don't like comment pics. Like, no, I just send them an Instagram message. But you got to do what feels good to you. Like maybe like you need to interact with them first. Like that's fine. But like, it doesn't feel good to me. There's no one way to be successful. This is just what worked for me. Okay.
Hey. All right, you guys.
Anything?
Can I say one thing?
Yep.
I'm going to say one thing as we're finishing off, because I don't know how many of you guys have been in like a push group before, but there's 2 types of people. There's one type that goes, okay, I'm in this, I'm drawing the line in the sand, I'm making the decision to do the stuff that it takes to hit my goal. And you lean into the community, you lean into the energy, you hold yourself freaking accountable to the goal that you set. And then there's the second type of person that will get in push group after push group after push group after push group and show up for maybe 1 or 2 calls and not do anything different and not change anything and not move their business forward. So I'm going to challenge you guys to be the first type of person, okay? Where this is the beginning of the dash. We've got 6 weeks to just go balls to the wall and change your business. This will create momentum all throughout the holidays, coming into the new year, coming into Transform 20. Like, you guys, there's so much ahead of us, and you want to have this solid foundation. You want to have momentum. You don't want to have to start square one in January, okay? So do the work, show up, hold yourself accountable. I promise you guys, this is not a hard goal. Diamond is not hard. So actually, never mind. I'm going to talk about this next week. So we'll talk about this stuff next week. I'm going to get off before I get too fired up.
Yeah. Oh, that's money. And that's exactly right. So make sure you do the work. Okay. That's what we're here for. I'm going to post the recording. I'll share it with all the coaches and they can share it in their pages. And you guys, thanks for showing up. Thanks for working hard. And let's make a difference this week. See ya.